In this gravitational force problem, we want to know what is the force of attraction, or gravitational force, between a 60 kilogram student and a 70 kilogram student sitting 2.5 meters apart in class. And so we have our two students. They're 2.5 meters away from each other. We want to know how attracted one is to the other. And so we have that our masses are 60 kilograms and 70 kilograms. And the distance between them is 2.5. Now we're using in our equation, we're using the letter r to represent the distance from one object to the other. It is not necessarily an r for a radius, but it represents the distance from the first person to the second person. We want to find that gravitational force. So we go to our formula and we look at our formula, and it is this capital letter G, which is a universal constant of gravitation, and then we multiply by each mass and divide by the distance between them squared. Again, r is the distance from one object to the other. Now that letter G, that is always the same number. It is always the number 6.67 times 10 to the minus 11. Now the units on it are a Newton times meter squared per kilogram squared. So at this point we can place our numbers into our formula. G is 6.67 times 10 to the minus 11. The two masses are 60 and 70. And the distance between the two objects is 2.5 meters. Now don't forget to square the 2.5 meters. Now we saw, we just put that into our formula. We don't have to rearrange anything. We just put it in our calculator, I should say. We don't have to rearrange any of those numbers. And we get a 4.48 times 10 to the negative 8. And all forces, no matter if it's centripetal force, tension force, normal force, they all have the same units of newtons. So how attracted are they to one another? Well, it turns out not very attractive at all. And this is why we don't notice these gravitational forces between other objects in the room. And that's because these gravitational forces are so small. This is the same as writing 0.000000448 newtons. That is such a small amount of force that we just never notice it in our everyday experiences.